We are talking about your interest in MUN,
Yes, sir.
model UN.
Yes, sir.
So, tell me about your participation in extracurricular.
So, of all my extracurricular activities, I have taken part in several mediation competitions and moot court competitions as well, sir. Mediation competition, I represented our college at the ninth mediation competition held at NLU Lucknow, which was there. We won the overall best prize for the best team. There. I was the mediator at that particular competition. And also, there have been several moot court competitions that have been held in our college itself, as well as inter-college events, of which I was more or less throughout the years, I was more or less inclined towards the mediation aspect of law rather than a moot court aspect of it. I did participate in internal challenges and internal qualifications, which gave me a good rank of approximately 4 to 5, fourth rank and fifth rank over the period of years. But for inter college, I did not usually participate in moot court competitions, so just mediation competitions. While coming on to the Model United Nations part of it, I
So, how
have
many times you participated in MUN?
so throughout, if I started my MUNs in my ninth standard, sir, and I finished it with till now. The last MUN was in my fourth year, sir.
In the college also you had MUN?
Yes, sir, we did.
So, you have been taking part. Say you would have taken part in this 4 or 5 times.
Yes, sir. In college, yes, sir, 4 5 times. Yes, sir.
So, last time when you participated in MUN, what was your role, which country you were representing, and what was the assignment given to you?
So this was an inter-college competition, sir, with NLU Jaipur, which they had their fest, cultural fest, which was there. Out of which MUN was a certain part of that fest in itself. So the committee in itself was not an international committee like we usually say in Model United Nations, but it was a CCS, Cabinet Committee on Security for India in itself. The agenda and the theme which was given was the 1971 Indo-Pakistan War, and the portfolio that I was allotted was the Field Marshal of the Indian Army at that time, which is Sam. So that was my role at it.
71 war, and you were given the role of Army Chief, that time Army Chief?
Yes, yes,
You were representing some ammunition.
yes, sir.
And basically it's a Cabinet Committee in Security.
Yes, sir.
So, what did transpire there? What happened in that Cabinet Committee on Security? And what kind of interaction that you had with whom in that committee, in that committee on security, Cabinet Committee on Security?
So, sir, in the CCS in itself, while the committee was functioning at that point of time, so there were several different portfolios which were present. There was the portfolio of the Prime Minister, which is there, along with the Defence Minister as well, and several defence-related portfolios such as the
Who
naval.
was the Defence Minister at that time?
So, I am not very well aware of that.
Right? You have enacted that Cabinet Committee on Security of 71 war. Jagjivan Ram was the Defence Minister at that time, 71 war. Right? So, therefore, your interaction with Mrs. Indira Gandhi, who was the Prime Minister at that
Yes.
time.
So,
Can you tell me something about that?
absolutely. So, I tried to keep it as real as possible, sir, in the committee in itself, while following the rules and procedures of the committee, as well as following the way Chief Mangej at that time he followed his the way his decorum was with all the political ministers at that time. So my main aim, my main objective was not only to chart out the plan of attack and infiltration. On the main primary focus was the Eastern Front at that time, and so not only chart that out, but also coordinate with other naval resources, air force resources for the completely cutting out of East Pakistan at that time. With the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, although there were some repercussions means there were some disagreements, sir, between both opinions, where she wanted a more a different kind of approach, an approach which my portfolio would not have agreed to if Field Marshal managed.
So, what was it where the Army Chief, General Mangej at that time, and the Prime Minister differed? What were the points of difference?
So what I had laid out at that point of time was that Indira Gandhi, the person who was playing Indira Gandhi, was very well adamant on sending the forces immediately. With the forces only surrounding the border at that point of time, without preparation immediately, so that the army would have a surprise as one of its factor before letting in the forces before starting the war. On the other hand, my opinions were different, where the forces of the Indian Army should be combined, where strength should be built up first, supply routes should be made, and most important factor, the major factor which was connecting West Pakistan to East Pakistan at that time was the air corridors. Because the naval corridor was a long route ahead, which could have been taken care by the naval aspects, but the air corridor which was something important. So to ensure that there was a sense of there was a tense scene of war which was going on. The air routes were blockaded by declaring a national emergency in India, where, as per law, sir, is what I've read and is up to what my limited understanding is, that once a national emergency of war is declared in India or any other national emergency, any country has the right to stop their airspace from infiltration or
That happens.
thoroughfare by any other country in itself. India did take this strategic decision, which I had suggested to Ms. Indira Gandhi at that time during the committee meeting in itself. And
Alright, okay. So fine, I understand that. Major decision taken at that point of time was that Indira Gandhi was insisting on starting the operations earlier. And that time, General Manikcho, told her that that's the rainy season, monsoon season. We will get bogged down, our troops will get bogged down, and we will not be able to make progress. And therefore, he said, I will not approve any plan to go for offensive at that time. So he wanted offensive to be postponed to the